Alright, so I decided to do a unboxing of this game called Medici, the dice game. It's a quick little roll and write, and I don't hear too much about this game actually. I'm not sure why. I think probably because it's just such a small type of game, and there's just so many games out there already that this may not stand out. But I read pretty good things about this, so I do want to show that this is by Rainer Krizia or Nizia, and artwork is by Vincent Dutrite. And this is a 1 to 4 player game, 20 minutes, and 10 years and up. So let's see what this game's about. This is the rule book. Seems pretty manageable. Just a total of 11 pages, not bad. Comes with 4 sharpened pencils, 5 dice, a cute little purple bag. I'm guessing this is a first player marker. It's just a cardboard cutout. Oddly, it looks like this page has come off from the pad and is a little bent, but that's okay. It comes with a lot, so I don't think I'll probably run out for the rest of my life, which is good. So I'll probably just use this as a my first test sheet. And then this is a good little dice rolling box. All right, so I'll set this over here, and then let's see what this game is about. I did watch a playthrough, just one, and then I decided to just go for it and just buy it. It wasn't too expensive on Amazon. But what's interesting is the box says it's for 1 to 4 players, but then in the instructions itself, it says 2 to 4 players. So I'm hoping there's a solo mode. So let's see. Yes, there is. So it does have the solitaire game instructions on page 9. Personally, for solo gaming, I tend to go straight to the solitaire game, kind of give it a read to see what the differences are. And then, as I go through the actual setup for the multiplayer, I already have in mind what needs to be updated. So, the solitaire game, it says, when playing the game for 1 player, simply continue to take turns one after another. On each turn, roll all 5 dice. Then proceed in the following way. Choose 1 to 3 dice for yourself. Pull them in front of you. Then enter these dice into your score sheet, as usual. Record enemy monopolies for all the remaining dice, which you have not chosen. Mark enemy monopolies by circling the spaces in your color columns that correspond to the colors on these dice, marking the columns from top to bottom as usual. For a 5, do nothing. For a 0, circle 2 spaces, and for all other dice, circle 1 space. I have no idea what that means at this point, but I read it, and so at least I have an idea about choosing the dice and recording enemy monopolies, so that when I get to that part, I can reference quickly back so that I know what to do for the solo version. But basically, in this game, Medici, the dice game, players are buyers of fine goods that arrive at the docks from overseas lands. What goods arrive and what their values are determined by the rolling of dice. All right, so if you have the game, you can read on. Anyway, we can get ready to play. So each player receives a score sheet and a pencil. So let me just open up the pencils. one out. And it's actually really nicely sharpened. You don't typically see it sharpened so well. Normally it's more dull, but no complaints. And then I have my sheet here. And then it says, each score sheet has 2 main sections. All right, so it says on the right side, these are spaces to mark what goods you have collected and loaded into your 3 ships. So there's 1, 2, 3 ships. And then on the left, there's 5 verticals. And these are your monopolies. So these are the 5 monopoly columns. And these are your 3 ships. And then this section is just where you write your final score. All right. So I'm just going to go along with the rule book. It says roll all 5 dice. So go ahead and do that. Again, you know, I've never played this game before. I've watched one playthrough and then I decided to buy the game and try it out for myself. So this is me playing it for the first time. I might get things wrong. And if I do, you know, let me know. Or if I might notice, I will make some notes or put it in the Klingon subtitles. I'll go ahead and roll. Let's see what that looks like. So I rolled 5, 5, 1, 2, 4 with various symbols on them. And it says to choose 1 to 3 dice for myself, and that part is definitely part of the solo rules. So I will go ahead and do that, but it's a little hard because I don't know why I would want to grab the dice. But anyway, I will, you know, randomly choose 3 dice, and I'll go ahead and choose the 5, 1, and 2. And it says for ships, which is here, first note the number on the die into the leftmost empty space of the upper row of spaces in your current ship. My current ship, so I'm guessing I start from the top and then go to the bottom. So I will, it says, all right, so I will, let me see if there's a picture. 540. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. So let's do that. It's 5, 1, 2. And then below that, what does it say to do? Then into the space below, note the total of all your entries in the upper row so far. So at this point, it's just 5. Over here, it's 6. And then over here, it is 8. So reason being that this is just a running total as you move right. So at this point, the total of the top row is 5. At this point, the total of the top row is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. And then the total at this point is 8. 5 plus 1 plus 2 is 8. Okay, so monopolies. Any gold you have selected does not make a contribution to the monopolies and nothing further happens. For all other dice, cross out the first space in the color column that corresponds to the color on the die. Fill in the columns from top to bottom. Okay. So for the blue, I chose this wheat icon. I think it's wheat. Nope, it's grain. So I mark off grain And then I marked off spices, I believe. I believe these are spices. I'll go ahead and do that. And then this gold says, any 5 gold you have selected does not make a contribution to the monopoly. So this is ignored. So far I have marked off on the left side, part of the monopolies columns, the spice. That's not the spice. What is that? It doesn't define what they are. It's fur, apparently. I think. No, it's not fur. It's dye. Okay, so the blues are dyes. This orange are spices. This is grain. This is fur. And this is cloth. Okay, got it. All right. So I guess I continue doing this until everything's completely full. And then we score at the end of the round. So going back to the solitaire game, it says, for all the remaining dice which you have not chosen, mark enemy monopolies by circling the spaces in your color columns that correspond to the colors on these dice, marking the columns from top to bottom. So it looks like we'll circle this, so it's a circle, and then the gold doesn't do anything. Sounds good. So I keep going until my ship is completed. Roll again. So let's see. I have 5, 5, 4, 1, 2. Since those don't do anything at this point, let me see what I can do with the 4 cloth and the 1 and 2 die. So I write down the numbers 4, 1, 2. So the total here is 8, so it's 12, and 13, it's 15. Okay. And then I mark off with X's the die and the two die and the cloth, and then the 5s don't do anything. So I'll leave that be. Then I roll again. All right, so let's see. I don't really know what that means. This die, is that just a 0? I think so, actually. A 0 counts for double. So maybe I'll try to utilize that. I can see if a player has completely loaded their current ship, they no longer participate in the current round. Okay, so I get to choose one more die, and I'll choose the 0 because that counts for two fur. So I'll go ahead and put the 0 here. That means the total is just 15. And then we have 2 fur here. 1, 2. And then over here, we just total up the amount in the column. So I have 0, 3, 1, 2, 1. So scoring at the end of the round. Oh, I didn't choose the remaining dice. So the remaining dice was 1, 2, 4, 4. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1. Hope I can see that. Sometimes I don't like using the pencils. Sometimes I just go ahead and use a pen or a marker to make it more visible. So we'll go ahead and do that. So yeah, back to the ship. It says, if the value of your ship is below 20, you score 0 points for your ship. If the value is in the range 20 to 29, you score the value of your ship. If the value is 30 or more, you score the value of your ship plus an additional bonus of 10 points. Record the point score for your ship as usual. Okay. So, ship total is here, round total is here, monopolies is here. Ship total, round total, monopolies total. So the ship total is 15, which is less than 20 in the solo game. So if it's less than 20, then the score is actually 0. For the round total, what did the instructions say? Oh, the round total is the top plus the bottom. So what's the bottom first? So the monopolies will be, compare your monopolies with the enemy monopolies in each of the 5 color columns. If there are at least as many crosses as there are circles, you receive 10 points. Otherwise, with more circles and crosses, you receive nothing. Record these points on the right side of the score sheet in the upper row of the corresponding round, as usual. For 9 and 12 crosses, you receive your bonus points and record them as usual. However, note, if there are 9 or more circles in any one color column, you do not score any points for any of your monopolies. Okay. So I get 10, 20, 30, 40. I think I'm counting that right. Because out of these, I could have gotten a total of 50 points, I believe, if I had at least equal to or more X's than circles on each. So I think my score is 40. Hope that makes sense. But I'll proceed to the next round. So I definitely need to catch up on the fur. And I'll get some cloth. So I'll do, are these all separate rounds? I'm guessing so. Okay, so it's all individual. So that's 0, 3, 4, 0, 3, 7. And then we have 2. Yeah, it's definitely hard to see. 2 of those. And then we have 1 fur. And then we have 1 cloth. Okay, so roll again. And let's see. The gold will be helpful to raise up my score. But I would like to have fur and cloth again. So the 5 doesn't count for anything, but we can put it down. That's 12, 14, 15. And then we have 1 of those and 1 of those. Alright, so do another 5. And then I'll do a spice because I definitely need the spice. So I'll put my 5. You know, I can only choose 2, so you know what, I will. Oh darn, I haven't been keeping track of the enemy. Ugh, okay. Well, I should probably start over at this point, but let's just read on to see how I would have scored. Yeah, so at the end, you just total all the points and you write it in the white space in the bottom right-hand corner. On your score sheet, the more points, the better. Okay. So I guess this is more like a beat your own score, and it has some ranges of what you can score and kind of like gives you a label like cook, cadet, lookout, seaman, quartermaster, things like that. I'm trying to see. Okay. Okay, I think that's easy enough. Oops. Sorry, just kicked the camera. I'll start over. So that was just a dummy round, okay? I'll start over and play this again. So I'll start and roll. And I have to remember to record the enemy die. Anyway, so I'll grab this 5, 4, 4. I'll write that down. 5, 4, 4. That equals 5, 9, 13. And then the gold doesn't count for anything. I have the die, so I'll put that in. I have the fur, I'll put that in. And now we have the grain and the cloth for the enemy, so I'll draw circles there. So circle for the grain, circle for the cloth. And then I'll continue my turn. Okay, so lots of spice. I will do a 4 for spice, a 2 for spice, and then I'll go for the 3 cloth. All right, 3, 4, 3, 16, 20, then we have 23. Then I'm going to go and mark these down on the left side on the Monopoly columns for the 3, for the 4, and then for the cloth. It looks like I need to do the top one actually. All right, so that's the enemy. So I did 3, 4, 3, and he does one circle here, one circle here. Almost forgot. All right, let's see. Wow, pretty high numbers again. So we have 5, 4, and we'll do another green over there. So we'll do, actually I can only choose one dice here. So I will choose the 4. So that brings the total to 27. And so he's gonna get nothing for these 2, but then he will get spice, and then he will get a grain. And I think I chose a grain as well, so I had to actually mark the X. So unfortunately, let's see, I'll get 10, 20, 30, 40 for the monopolies. I'll put down the bottom. And then for the top, we count the top 27. So 27 is more than 20, obviously. So I score the value of my ship, which is 27. If I scored more than 30, I would have added 10 plus the value of my ship. I didn't, so it's just 27. All right, and then we have 27 plus 40, so 67 is my score. Great, I think I played that right. So now it's the second ship. I'm rolling for the second ship now. We have 2 gold. And then I really need wheat, grain, but I don't have it. So I'll go ahead and just get the die. So I have 5, 5, 0, 5, 10, 10. And then we have the 0 counts for 2, so 2 die. And then we have for the enemy, the spice. Then we have 2 for them because of this 1 die counts for 2. Same thing that I did for this. I got 2 die. All right. Let's see. We have spice. I really need wheat. Anyway, I'll get the cloth for 2. Then I'll get the 3 for the die. You know what? I'll do the 0. But then I'll see. All right, so it's 4, 0, 0, so that's 14. Then we have this spice. Cloth counts for 2. And then we have die that counts for 2 as well. And then the enemy has 2 die. All right, so I have room for 2 more dice to choose. And here's my wheat. So I'm definitely going to choose the 4 and the 3. We just broke the 20. We got 21. So I'm just going to write down over here because that's not going to change. It's over 20, so I could keep the exact value, which is 21. And then I will mark my grain. And then he will get 1 fur. And then 2 spice. So unfortunately, this round, I'll get a total of 10, 20, 30, 40, nothing more again. So that's 61. Now is the 3rd ship. Let's see how that goes. Cool. All right, I'm going to take the 4 and the 3, 2. 4, 3, 2. That's a total of 9. Then we'll mark this off. And then that. So we're looking good, looking good. Definitely taking this 0. We'll take a gold, and then I think we'll also take another fur. So we have 0, 5, 2. Total of 16. And then we mark down. So we have 2 furs for the 0, 1 fur for the 2. And then we have for the enemy 1 grain, 1 die. Okay, so I could choose up to 3 dice for this next round. So let's see. 4, 3, 5, 4, 4. So let's try to really think about this. So we're tied for spice, tied for die. So it would be good if I got 4, 4 here. But we also need the wheat, and we don't have any wheat, so I'm just gonna have to give it to them. So I'll take the 4, 4 and the 5. 4, 4, 5. 29 is the number. And then we have spice, die, and then the 5 doesn't count for anything. Then we have the enemy getting the 2 cloths. And this time I think I actually get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get 50. So it's going to be 79. And then I believe for the total score, I add up the numbers in the middle. So, oh boy, this is testing my math skills, but let me just write it down. 67 plus 61 is 128. 128 plus 79. 207. Let's see if that makes sense. I got a score of 207, which says, should you really succeed in achieving 200 plus points, you become a Medici and join the family. Okay, that seems like I must have done something wrong. Okay. There's no way I did that good, right? I feel like I did not play wrong, though. How could I have played wrong? Maybe this game really is that easy. I'm not sure. But I could reread these and try to see, maybe I missed something. But I think this is correct, because I've gotten 10 points for each column that I got equal to or more than the enemy. And consistently, that was 40, 40, and 50. And then for these die rolls, it's just a matter of adding them up. So I really think I did get 207. But you know, if you know this game, just let me know if maybe I played this wrong. But anyway, that's the game. That's Medici. If it really is that easy, I'm not sure I'd play again, but it's not bad. It kind of does make you think a little bit. And maybe it is this easy. It says it's for 10 years and up, which is fine. It'll probably actually be harder if you play with multiplayer, because they actually steal the dice from being used if it's your turn on a multiplayer game. Whereas at this point, I always choose the dice I want to use. I never get to not choose the dice I want to use, right? So it says, choose 1 to 3 dice from the middle and pull them in front of you, then enter these dice in your score sheet as usual. For all the remaining dice, which you have not chosen, mark enemy monopolies by circling the spaces. Yeah, I think that's correct. It says, you know, as usual, for 5, do nothing, which I didn't do anything with. For 0, circle 2 spaces. That's what I did. And then for all the others, I just circle 1. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, you know, quick unboxing and playthrough. Watch me struggle through the first try, where I forgot the enemy turn basically. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you.